So we're now going to try moving on from just the basic cubes that we've been working on to slightly more complex objects. Okay, so we're still not going to make it too difficult at this stage, but we do want to kind of push forward a wee bit and see how we progress. So every single time we do a 2-point perspective drawing, it's the same setup. Okay, again, I'm going back for this video to having my horizon line quite high, but it's totally up to you guys. It's just the same technique as I showed you in the previous video. Okay, so horizon line drawn, vanishing point 1, vanishing point 2, and then my leading edge. Okay, so for this video I'm going to show you guys how to start cutting out sections from these kind of cubes that we build up to start with. Okay, so as I've mentioned previously, we start with basic cubes and then we chop bits out of them. So I've taken this one here, which if you remember was our leading edge, and we're just, oh, didn't even actually draw a line now. Taking our line back nice and lightly to the vanishing points, and we're starting with that V shape that we always start with. Then we want to kind of decide the size of our object. Okay, so I'm going to make the L sort of bit on this side here. So I'm going to make it quite big. And then I'm going to make it a wee bit skinnier on this side. Now, this technique I'm showing you is one way of doing it. And then what I'll do is I'll maybe make another video showing you a different way that you can do it, where you build the blocks up independently of each other. But this one is quite a nice wee way to get your head around kind of these different lines and what directions they should go. I think I need to sharpen my pencil a bit. So we've now got this kind of cuboid that we're used to seeing already, okay, but at this point I'm not going to darken it up, okay, because I've still got some things that I want to do to this, and if I darken up lines it might actually kind of cause a bit of an issue when I move further forward. So as I say, we're going to try and build up like an L-shaped block. Well, it's going to kind of be backwards, okay? So we're going to create something like this, okay? So what we want to do first of all is kind of decide how big this bit and this bit are, okay? And all we need to do is take that vertical line and just sort of decide. So I'm going to make it a wee bit further back. And again, I'm keeping that line kind of running at a nice angle. So that's me got roughly this sectioned off, okay? And then what we need to do is kind of half it, okay, so kind of creating this way. Now, as we know, our horizontal lines need to go back to vanishing points, okay. Now on this face, they go back to vanishing point 2, so when we add in this part, kind of the way up line, it'll also go back to vanishing point 2, okay. Now this doesn't need to be measured, it's just a kind of rough estimate, so I'm going to say somewhere about there is my halfway point. So I'm taking that point back to the vanishing point, and I'm lining it up. Okay, so what I've got at the minute is kind of almost like a little present. Okay, we've got those 4 sections. At this point, I'm just going to darken in this side face. Okay, and again, in just darkening this up, like I did on some of my other sketches in here, I'm darkening this up just to make it a little bit easier for myself when I go to build up the other sections. So I'm kind of keeping in these wee bits that I want to have as my outlines, okay, and because I've drawn those lines in nice and lightly, I'm not even going to worry about rubbing them out, they're just there as a wee bit of extra detail, I guess. So what we've got now is this L-shaped block, which you can see a wee bit clearer because I've darkened up. Now, what we did previously was whenever we had corners, they went back to the opposite vanishing point. Okay, now what we've done is we've actually added a new corner here, here, and here. So as it does at the top and bottom, we're just going to start lining those back. Okay, so this one back. Now, some of you might be a wee bit stuck at this point, and that's absolutely okay. Okay, the handy thing with me filming this is that you can pause and you can maybe go back to any bits that you're not sure over if I went a wee bit quick. Okay, it's a wee bit different if I'm filming it just in my house because I'm maybe not able to stop and check where you guys are up to, so I might be going a wee bit fast for you. Okay, so if I have gone a wee bit quick, just jump back a wee bit and you can always go back to wherever I was. So I've taken those new bits back and I am starting to get quite a busy drawing here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to box off a couple of bits that I know are kind of finished. So this top surface, for example, I know that that's what the top of that block's going to look like. Just because in my head I can kind of visualise the object and I can see that that's finished. And the same on this front side, I know that this is as it's going to be. I'm not going to cut any more bits off of this for now. So I can darken up those lines. Okay, and you can see I'm darkening them up quite a lot. Now, this little middle section is where we've gone a wee bit kind of, what's going on? So, this corner, if we look at the front one, it goes back. Okay, so with this corner, we want to take it back as well. So we line that up to the vanishing point and we just run back lightly. Now, hopefully, if I've done this correctly, what I should have is this line at the front that I can drop at the back. And it should, thankfully it has, it should line up with that line that I've just taken. Okay, so I've got those 2 points there and they line up exactly. And then all I would do is just darken those up. Okay, so it is a bit fiddlier, okay, but our basic sort of idea is build up that cube, then split off the sections, and you're just taking it kind of section by section. And that's how we end up with this sort of L-shaped block. Now, I'm going to show you another way that you could do this, that involves kind of drawing one block and then building the next one on. Okay, so there's kind of 2 ways that you can do it. So we've got this one that I've already done, and now what I'll have a wee go at is showing you the other way. So, again, setting up our page like normal. Horizon line, vanishing point 1, vanishing point 2. I'm actually going to number those up just so we know. So we're going to take our leading edge, and this time I'm going to build up just this wee front cube to start with. Okay, so this isn't saying you have to choose one way or the other, whatever works for you. Okay, I find this first way I did that a wee bit easier, but some of you might like this way a bit more. So it's just another option there for you. So, sorry, my phone's low on battery. So we're just starting off the same way we usually do. And we're building up our V. I'll straighten up this page in a wee second. So we've built up that first bit. Now what I want to do is, as I say, I'm just going to build up this first little lower bit, first of all, okay? So I've got, that's why it's a wee bit shorter. So I'm picking how far back I want it to run. So it could be maybe that sort of size. And then I'm picking how wide it is. So go about that. So what I've got there is that front section. Okay. Now my next step is to build up the block behind it. So I know that this line continues up the way. Okay, and I just take it to whatever height I want the object to be. And then I want to take the top of that edge back. Okay, so we're almost kind of ignoring what we have currently, and we're just starting with essentially a new leading edge. Okay, so I'm going to darken that up a wee bit so you can see it. So I've gone back, there's already one that runs back, and then I'm going to go back over here. Okay, don't need to worry about the bottom because it's hidden by this section here. What I can then do is say, right, okay, that's the front bit. I want it to be about that thickness. So I've built up the side now, okay, and I'm going to highlight this second box that I'm drawing just a bit darker so you can kind of see the difference. So there's that first object, or that first face done, and I'm going back to my vanishing point. Okay, now this side here needs to match, and it's going to join to the side of that first, or the corner of that first cube. Okay, we run straight up the way. Again, I'm just keeping my ruler lined up, and then I'm going back to my vanishing point. And what I've got there again is, if I just darken up this sort of second taller cube to show you. I know my page is sideways, I'll sort it in a wee second. I just find it easier sometimes to twist the page about. So we've now got that first block that we built up, and then we've built a second block behind it. Okay, and then all I would do is just kind of go along and tidy up. Okay, so there's 2 different ways you can do that. There's not kind of this one is what you must do or that one is what you must do. It's whatever one you're comfortable with. Okay, so you can play about with them, try them both, see what one kind of works best for you. As I say, I've worked through this probably a bit quicker than I would in the classroom because I'm just working away without anyone asking me any questions. So feel free to pause to do any little bits that I've just done, or to skip back and kind of re-watch any sections you got a bit confused on. So as I say, 2 ways to do it. The first one is to have the cube and then chop it out, or the second way is to kind of draw one cube and then build up our second cube. Either way works, it's just whatever you're kind of happier with.